Perfect. We're going to begin in the interim while we're waiting for everyone. Just to start, I'd like to welcome everyone through to our SharePoint webinar series. This series focuses on the general IT application use of various products and solutions that we offer, and we hope that we add some value and you find it quite useful and beneficial in attending them. Today we're doing the Microsoft SharePoint Online webinar series, and I'd like to take a moment to introduce myself and my colleague on the call before handing over to run through the entire training deck. So I myself, I'm Craig Caulfield, part of the Solutions Architecture team here at Multi-IT and Telephony Solutions. I joined Multi in 2013 and I've been working in Microsoft for almost a decade. My colleague on the call with me is Jamie Brighton. He's the service manager at Multi-IT and Telephony Solutions. Jamie's been working with Microsoft products for over a decade as well, has a wealth of knowledge, experience, and pretty much the escalation point for everything to do with our Microsoft solutions. He's got tons of experience in basically everything Microsoft, so he's definitely the right man to be teaching us a little bit today about how to use SharePoint. Multi as a company itself has been one of the first Microsoft partners in all of Africa, and we're also one of the first certified CSP, which is a cloud solutions providers in Africa. So with introductions out the way, I'd like to hand over to Jamie to take us through all the exciting possibilities, features, and benefits that SharePoint has to offer.
Perfect. Thanks very much, Craig, for that warm introduction. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to join us for this SharePoint webinar. I'm going to be running you through today, and hopefully by the end of it, you feel a lot better about SharePoint and the benefits it can provide. Alrighty, so let's jump in. We're going to be talking about SharePoint Online and its benefits and application. So what we're going to discuss, we're going to talk about what is SharePoint Online, the benefits of your new or possibly new SharePoint site, how to ensure your files will be kept up to date, accessing SharePoint from the web, collaboration and co-authoring on documents in SharePoint, using Storage Sense to ensure you don't run out of space, and then just our support ticketing process is just there as well. Perfect. All right, so what is SharePoint? So Microsoft says that SharePoint provides a rich collaboration environment where people inside and outside your organization can work together, as well as co-author documents. Microsoft 365 provides a variety of options to help you create a secure and productive file collaboration environment that meets the needs of your organization. If we look at the picture there at the bottom, it just gives you a brief overview of how it would flow. In the left-hand block, you can see the customer on-premise network. That doesn't necessarily have to be your offices anymore. The beauty of SharePoint is you take your office with you no matter where you are. So where it says customer on-premise network, literally that could be in your car, at home, at a restaurant, wherever you are, you're able to pop open your laptop or your phone and access your files, which is the beauty of SharePoint. That then uploads and downloads via the internet, and all of your data is securely stored in the Microsoft Cloud Service at Office 365, where your SharePoint would reside. Perfect. So now that we know what SharePoint is, what are the benefits of SharePoint? So SharePoint has a host of benefits. The first one being that there is effortless real-time collaboration. So what that means is SharePoint is a rich, open platform that makes it easy to create and share business information from a single location. That single location being your SharePoint site. So all of your data would sit in that SharePoint site, the single location, and any number of people are able to access and work on those files effortlessly in real time, and you're able to collaborate on them, meaning two people could, for instance, work on the same document simultaneously, which is a really nice feature. You get enhanced security. Hosting your operations through a single integrated platform reduces your vulnerability to holes, leaks, and attacks across multiple systems. So where previously you had to worry about your documents and your files on your file server at your premises, you'd have to put all the number of defenses in place. All of that is already done at Office 365. So you know when you're putting your data at Office 365, that data is going to be secure. Your data is safer than ever. By virtue of being a cloud-based platform, any data stored in SharePoint is backed up and stored off-site. You never have to worry about losing your data. So with it being in the cloud, if your premises was to be hit by a storm and lightning was to take out your servers, this wouldn't affect your data because your data is securely stored at Office 365, where it is to a certain extent backed up and is kept safe. Your data is accessible from anywhere in the world. So no matter where you are, if you have an internet connection, you can access your documents stored in SharePoint Online. So as I said previously, it doesn't matter where you are, whether you're at a hotel, sitting in your car, at the office, at home, you would have access to those files as long as you had an internet-enabled device and you had a connection. You can access your data from multiple devices. If the need arose, if you have access to the web from a laptop, cell phone, or desktop computer, you would be able to access and work on your documents. Any device that has a browser that supports SharePoint and those types of things, you would be able to use that device, be it a Windows device, an Android, an Apple, it doesn't matter. You'd be able to access your files from any of those devices. So now that we know all the wonderful benefits of SharePoint, let's talk a bit about when we use SharePoint, what are some of the things we can do to make sure when using SharePoint, we're going to have all the benefits available to us. So how do you ensure your files will be kept up to date? So when it comes to ensuring your files are up to date and synced with the cloud platform, there are a couple of things to look out for. So in the first picture there, we can see the SharePoint icon. That's the fluffy little blue cloud. And we can see that when the icon is in that state, that means everything is good to go. So it says in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you should see the OneDrive icon. If it looks like the picture on the left, this indicates there are no issues. So that little blue icon would indicate that your files are synced, it's up to date, and OneDrive on your computer can talk to SharePoint in the cloud. The other thing you can do to make sure that your files are safe is you can always just click on the cloud. It's going to pop up a little block. We can see the picture there in the second picture, and it will tell you OneDrive is up to date and you're all set. All files are in sync. So clicking on your OneDrive icon and seeing you're all set would mean your files are synced and you are good to go. In the bottommost icon, we could see something that would clearly indicate there's an issue with your file syncing. So seeing the icon with a big red cross would indicate there is a sync issue that needs resolving. So in those instances, you could call our service desk and we'd assist you rectify those sync issues. Generally, these type of things can happen if, for instance, you work on a file, but you're not connected to the internet. Your colleague works on a file, they are not connected to the internet. When you guys, or on the same file, when you guys connect to the internet, OneDrive won't know whose changes to prioritize. And that's when it's going to cause a sync issue, for instance. And we would be able to assist you to resolve that. Perfect. So accessing SharePoint from the web. So as much as you're going to be able to have your OneDrive client to access SharePoint, you're also able to access SharePoint directly from the web. So you don't necessarily have to have OneDrive installed. If you just want to quickly pop on, for instance, on your cell phone, you want to pop into SharePoint and quickly grab a file or work on a file, you're not necessarily going to have OneDrive on your cell phone in order to access your files. So what you would do is you'd go to the link that's in the slide, which is https://portal.office.com. You're going to sign in with your logins. And that's going to allow you then to click on the icon in the top left, the one pictured with the red little block over there. You're going to click on that icon. It's going to show you all of your apps. You're then going to click on SharePoint, and it's going to take you directly to your SharePoint site. And from there, you can immediately start, as I say, working on documents, downloaded documents if you need, or if you quickly need to share a document with somebody, you're able to do that from there as well. Perfect. So one of the main features of SharePoint Online is collaboration and co-authoring. So with collaboration and co-authoring on documents, there is the two types. So collaboration, what is it? So both SharePoint and Office 365 provide teams with dedicated collaboration spaces where you can store and share content, exchange ideas, manage their activities, track project progress, and accumulate knowledge. So collaboration, in essence, is where it provides you a space where you and your team are able to share information, add documents. This is your SharePoint site. So that allows you to collaborate as a team, share documents with each other, store documents in there, and those types of things. Then what is co-authoring? So you and your colleagues can open and work on the same Excel workbook at the same time. This is called co-authoring. When you co-author, you can see each other's changes quickly in a matter of seconds. So the co-authoring part of SharePoint is where you're both able to open a document, work on the same document at the same time, which makes it really easy if you guys have a slide where you all need to add information. Then you don't have to wait for someone to finish before you jump on to do your work. And then just a little indicator at the bottom of the screen, you can just see what it would look like if you are co-authoring. So you'd be able to see which colleagues are on the same documents as you, as well as which cell they're working in at the time. So some really nice benefits from SharePoint Online. All right, so then because SharePoint Online now, previously you'd only work on the documents stored in your file server. Now you have access to all of those documents at the same time. And there is an option where you could have those all downloaded onto your machine. That is going to take up a lot of space. So there is a feature available called Storage Sense. And what Storage Sense is going to do is it's going to only keep documents on your machine that you work on regularly. So for instance, if you wanted to turn on Storage Sense, you would click on the Start button. You would type in Storage Sense, which is going to give you this here where you can see it's bringing up Turn on Storage Sense. It would just be a matter of clicking on Storage Sense and then clicking the button from off to on, and then specifying the content window that you want to keep on your machine. So if you know you access documents very regularly, you could probably set that to 30 days. If you know that you access a document every now and then, you can then push that to maybe 60 or 90 days. And then any document you haven't worked on in the window that you specify, it won't be deleted completely, but the copy that's stored on your machine locally will be taken away. And if you ever need it again, it's just a matter of double clicking on it, and it will bring down a local copy. So it's not that it's gone, it's just going to make sure that your drive doesn't fill up from having too many documents on at a single time. Perfect. And then just briefly, if you do have any issues and you guys needed to ever log a call with Multi, there are two ways in which you can do that. You can either email our service desk on support@multi.co.za. It's always our preferred method of contact because this is automatically going to log a ticket for you. And that ensures that your ticket is attended to timeously, and you're able to track that ticket using the number that's going to be provided. Alternatively, if you're not able to log a ticket, you're always welcome to give us a call. You can give our service desk a call on 011 435 0450, and any of our agents would be more than happy to assist. We look forward to assisting you and ensuring you have a great time with your new SharePoint site. Thank you very much.
Fantastic. Thank you everyone for your time and joining us for our SharePoint webinar today. I hope we managed to shed a little bit of light on all the features, benefits that SharePoint brings and can offer to organizations. I know one of my favorite features about SharePoint is that and I use it daily, is the co-authoring with our colleagues. It's just working smarter as opposed to working harder, being able to bring a huge productivity boost, like Jamie was saying, to work from anywhere. So whether it be on any device at any location, we're able to collaborate and co-author together to be able to get a lot more done and work a little bit better together. I'd like to now take the opportunity and open up to address any questions or any queries that you may have, whether it be about us as a company or whether it be particular to Office 365 or the SharePoint webinar that we just had. Please just feel free to ask away or put it in through to the chat and we'll answer them to the best of our ability. Great, that seems to be it. So fantastic, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us for our webinar today. We will be putting up the slide decks and the recording available for everyone to review at a later stage. But once again, thank you very much for joining us. And if there's anything at any later stage, please feel free just to reach out to us.